What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wingers and Defenders. We got another episode for you guys today. We're doing a Europa League final preview. We're joined by Adamola and Toby once again. So we're doing the Europa League first. A big game, obviously. Villareal.
Oh,
Man,
I had to, man. I had to.
it,
The
it
theme's been
hurts.
stuck in my head.
Yeah. It hurts because this should be Arsenal versus Man United, but of course, Arsenal is Arsenal. So Villareal versus Man United. I guess we'll start off with Adamola. As a Man United fan, how do you feel going into this game?
Um, it's one of those. Ever since Oli came in charge, it's been games like this that make so much sense to win that there's no way you're gonna win them. And it's just like they have good players. Moreno's good. Trigueros is good. They have some good players on the team. Alcacer, but uh, I mean, our team's just it has to be better than their team, and I think it's a final, so it's gonna be really cagey, but I think we have to kind of go at them. Otherwise, like we could risk getting into like it's 0-0 to like the 83rd minute, and then they score some cheese goal, and then we lose the thing. So it's one of those games we could win this 4-1 or we could lose it 1-0 in extra time. So you just got to kind of take it as it comes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Villarreal is a team where they're not going to sit back. They're actually going to attack you. And like Emery, he'll set it like when we played them. Obviously, they were aggressive, and even though they're not going to be like on paper better than you, I know that they're not going to be. They're still not going to waste time. They're going to try to get at you. I think because they, but probably know United starts off slow in games. They'll probably like in the Premier League, they've won games from losing positions before, so they're going to bank on United starting off slow again. And so Emery's going to want to attack you, I think. They're not going to want to sit back. So that'll be big. Looking forward to that. I think players like Gerard Moreno, who's scored a lot of goals for them this season, Trigueros, and they have a Nigerian winger. I think his name is Chukwueze. I don't know if he's
Chukwueze, yeah.
yeah. I don't know if
He's
he's
in.
fit.
I think he's injured
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the
Oh,
game.
So if he was going to be playing, that's a big problem for Luke Shaw, whoever's on that left side. But if he's out, that's big for United because the pace of the game kind of slows down when he's not playing. But it'll be a gritty game because Emery's not afraid to get gritty to get slow the game down or speed it up no matter what. So, what do you think about the game, Toby?
good evening. I had to. Anyways, so, um, wait, question: is Maguire playing?
I think he is.
Ollie said it's going to be game time decision, which probably means no. I would guess not.
Really?
Yeah, the only way I'd see you playing is if you really get desperate. See, I think that's the game changer right there, because Maguire is playing. I think obviously, like you said, like we said last time, Man U's defense is weird. Sometimes they're amazing, sometimes they're static. But I still feel like Maguire has been so good this season, and I feel like obviously we've seen Man U's form since he got injured. I think they only won one in like 4 games. So like, you see how important it is. Uh the only reason I'm gonna say Man U should win is because it's Man U. They have more quality players. That's not me sleeping on Villareal. It just is what it is. Um, but I could see a Villareal win because one, Ole has a tendency where I don't even have to say what it is because once I said Ole has a tendency, everybody knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's one. Two, um, it's Unai Emery, and we've seen time and time again. It doesn't matter which team he plays with, as long as he has a team, they're gonna win. Except for Arsenal, they're gonna win Europa League. Like there's just something about the man. It's his trophy. The way Ronaldo has Champions League, it's Unai Emery's trophy. But at the same time, Unai Emery does have this tendency where he just locks up and his teams choke in matches. And I think they were doing that in the second leg of Arsenal game. But I just felt like Arsenal just were so poor on the day. It didn't matter how terrible Villarreal were playing. So sorry, Jake, but like honestly, I'm gonna say Man U are gonna win just based off quality, and it's the safe bet. But there's a lot of reasons why Villarreal could win. So it's actually more open than you actually think, to be honest. But I'm still gonna put money on Menu.
Yeah, I think it is open. I think you're right. I think Adamola said a point too. It's either going to be 4-1 or 1-0. I don't think
Yeah, that's so
Villarreal is gonna,
accurate, man.
yeah, they're not going to blitz United because they're not like that high quality. But if United doesn't start off quick and doesn't stay locked in, especially with no Maguire playing, that defense falls asleep, Gerard Moreno could be finishing in the final third, and that's 1-0. That's a big problem. So
Mm.
Villarreal definitely could win this game. I think it is open, like you said, Toby. But my brain is saying United is going to win this game. My heart wants me Villarreal to win so bad because
I want them to win.
yeah,
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 me
yeah.
too. I
But
want them to win.
yeah,
I don't
but
care.
I think it's going to be United personally, and I think Ole's going to get his trophy. But I don't want it to happen. But they need to be done. Defense. I think it starts with the defense personally. I think the attack will be fine personally because Villarreal's defense isn't that crazy. It's more of how willing is the many defense will be Lindelof and Bailey and all those guys being able to lock in for 90 minutes and just play well. I think Wan-Bissaka will be fine. Wan-Bissaka is going to be the best defender on the field probably.
That's right. That's right.
Down the middle, there's going to be issues. So
He should have made the England squad, by the way, but that's for another time. That's for another time.
He needs to go to Congo, man. He just needs to rep Congo, honestly.
yeah. So what do you think, Joe?
My take, I thought I saw that Maguire was in the squad, but I guess you might be right. He might not be playing. He might not be starting. But what I question though is, isn't injured Maguire better than no Maguire? Because if he's really still hurt and they just drag him out there, is that really going to be a good thing or would it be a hindrance? Like, we know how good Maguire's been this season, and I'm not trying to knock Maguire down at all, but when you play with an injury, sometimes it comes back to fire. You're not as effective. We saw Kane in the Carabao Cup and in the Champions League, where he was clearly injured both those games. And it was kind of like the other teams were playing 10 on 11 because he just isn't there. And if you lose a defender who's hurt, and clearly hurt, that's going to cause that could cause a problem. And I think that could honestly, if Maguire plays and he's not fully fit, I think that could be advantage Villarreal. I also think we need to note that I think you guys all touched on it. This is a one-off game. Although Villarreal is in seventh and Man United finished second, it's a one-off game. You never know what could happen. It's a final. I mean, teams get up for finals. If you make it there, you show that you can be there, and you never know what happens. I mean, I know talking an NFL American football term, any given Sunday. I mean, I think that same logic applies here. Any given day, some team could upset the other one. So I think that's what's going to make this game so intriguing because it's really a David and Goliath match here. Manchester United is one of the biggest teams in the world, and Villarreal is Villarreal. And I think Unai also has a lot to prove here. He already slayed the giant in Arsenal, well, mini giant at this point in Arsenal.
Sleeping giant.
That was that kind of, they stacked him. They kind of all made fun of him, and he went out and he beat them. But now, can he beat Man United and be like, "Hey, I'm better than all you English clubs"? So I'm really intrigued for it. But I do think Manchester United will win it. I think they have more quality, and I think Bruno's a big game player, and I think he's going to get something out of this.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is going to be really fun to watch. And before we do score predictions, I want to hear from everyone. Who is United? Because we're going to be like, we're kind of look at it from United perspective. What's the United player that's going to have a good game for them to win this? Will it be Bruno, Pogba, Rashford? Who's going to have a big game? We'll start with Adamola.
Yeah, going into this, it's probably not the players you would expect it to be. This season, I'd say Rashford hasn't had a lot of good performances, even though his stats are really good. But whenever he's played well, we've won. And that's pretty much been the story since he's been here. If Rashford plays well, we usually win. So I would say Rashford is one key player. And then probably more importantly, Fred and McTominay are injured, which is a blessing and a curse. So I would assume Matic would be starting there. I think if Matic starts there and he plays the role he played last year, what he did was he would drop between the center backs. The full backs would go forward, and we kind of have a back three, but everyone else can kind of do their thing. If he does that, I think he'll be our most important player. I think the risk with playing him is when he tries to get in the mix in midfield, he's too slow. he gets passed around. He has the turn radius of a fucking fighter jet. So it I think it's going to be Rashford and whoever plays in the six for us. That's going to decide the game for me.
Yeah, Toby.
I've seen Rashford and Bruno because obviously those are the two main guys, or even Cavani. I've seen those guys have good games, and sometimes it didn't matter for Man U. So for me, it's their main man. It's got to be Paul. If Pogba has a good game, then the whole team ticks. I've noticed that about Man U. It's like whenever Paul Pogba has an amazing, obviously a few years ago, sometimes he'd have a great performance, but then it didn't matter. Especially in that one season where he was like Man U's best player and he just carried them. But it's like this season, every time Pogba has like some revolutionary game, I'm thinking like West Ham and AC Milan away, like it ends up looking like a really wait. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It ends up looking like a really good performance for Man U. So yeah, short answer. If Paul Pogba is ticking, the whole team's going to be ticking. He's like the heart of the team. So yeah, I'll go with Paul.
And Joe.
Yeah, I think there's two players. I think it's definitely Paul Pogba's my 1A or one, but my number two is going to be Fred. I think Fred, I really I feel like Fred's going to start. Let's be honest, they're going to start McFred, and I think that if that's the case, I think if Fred has a bad game, I think Man United's in trouble. But if he can be like average or like good, they'll win. But if he puts in a disaster class, they're in trouble. But yeah, I mean, Toby touched on all the points about Pogba. Pogba is on his day, he's one of the best players in the world, and he gets disrespected a lot. But that man
100%.
is elite, and I mean, I've seen it firsthand. He's come into the games and just absolutely destroyed Spurs. So I know what that man could do. And if he could do that to Spurs, who are they're a terrible club, but I mean their quality is a little bit better than Villareal. So I can only imagine what he could do to them.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I didn't agree with that
That's,
last part. I'm not gonna
that's a
lie.
sticky one.
I
That's a
don't
sticky
know
one.
about that.
We'll give
Y'all
it.
Lacidino, man. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. I think it is going to come from the midfield. I mean, if Maguire doesn't play, because I think honestly, if Maguire is fit and plays, he'll be the key player. I think personally, at least setting the tone for the team going forward. But if it's not him, then it's going to be the midfield, and it's going to be a combination of Pogba, Matic, Pogba, Fred, whoever's fit and playing. I think the midfield is going to be setting the tone because I think they'll, I guess, conduct the tempo of the game. If they kind of allow Villarreal to take over the game and control possession for too long, it's going to get ugly for United, I think. Even though they probably want to counter and they want to be able to score that way, I think giving Villarreal too much time on the ball can be very problematic. So I think Pogba, whoever's playing in the six, going to be kind of causing problems in the middle of the park. Those are the biggest guys because I think Rashford, Cavani when he comes on, if he starts, who knows? Those guys will be fine. I think once they get their opportunities, they'll be effective. But the midfield has to have a good game. They have to control everything. If they don't do that, it's going to make the game seem longer and drag it out. And we could see, like Adamola said, 88, 89th minute, Villarreal gets that last goal, and now Man U's deflated. So I think it starts with the midfield, personally.
And the thing about the midfield is, for me, Pogba has to be in the midfield. He can't be on the wing for this game. Um, there's a possibility where that happens because like Ole's done it before, where he puts Pogba on the wing to do like man marking. So he could put him on the left for Moreno or something like that. That's a possibility, but then you're playing Rashford out of position, it's just not worth it for me. I think Pogba has to be playing in the midfield, just so we have some kind of control there. I don't think we're gonna do as well as we can playing McFred. I can't say I can't say I hate a United player, but fuck, I mean, it's difficult, man.
McFred, man, that's Xavi and Iniesta, bro. Come on.
Oh gosh, they're actually the Antichrist, man. They're the Antichrist.
I think played well when I've seen them play, like not against Arsenal. I think they had a problem against Arsenal, at least the first game at Old Trafford. It was rough for Fred, but like when I've seen them play together, they haven't been too bad. I don't like Fred very much either, but I mean, if he plays, I think that's better than Matic personally. I'd prefer him over Matic in this game. But
I don't think
McTominay was tricking us with those long shots, man. He was tricking us with them long range goals.
yeah,
Xhaka-esque.
you said
Oh my
Xhaka?
days.
Xhaka-esque.
Don't
Hey,
say
don't
that guy's name. We're not talking about Arsenal, bro. We're not talking about Arsenal.
Oh! I remember Joe said that he actually raised Xhaka,
I do.
yeah, you did say that.
I do.
but why?
You watch Xhaka, you watch the whole game. That's how it works.
I watched the whole game. I'm wondering what you're looking for, bro.
I
This
think
tackles and
I think
kicks
he's a
people.
good stabilizer back there. I mean, he's not elite, but like I think he gets a little bit too much crap from Arsenal fans. I think like,
I wouldn't actually hate him as much if he didn't, curse out all the fans and throw off the armband.
That was funny. That was
That
funny,
was
man.
crazy.
That was funny.
Because he was playing so poorly that it's like I kind of had to like not like him after that. I can't just like the guy right after that. And he's not the worst player ever, but I don't like him and I want him to get sold. But cool, whatever. But this isn't about Shaka. I don't know why that was brought up. I don't know why that was brought up at all. I guess we can get to score predictions for the game. I'll start with
Cool.
Adamola, United fan. What do you think is going to be the final score at the end of the game?
I personally think it's going to take 15 minutes for us to get into it. I don't think we'll concede. I think we'll end up going at them and making not easy work of it, but like pretty comfortable. I think it's going to be a comfortable 2-0.
I'll go Toby next.
I either see it as, I'm not even going to consider Villareal win. I'm just going to go with safe bet. I'm going to say Man U win. And I feel like they're going to be down like they always are, like by a Moreno goal or something. And then they're going to do what they've been doing all season. Like, just for the last time, they're going to come back. And I think they're going to win 2-1. I can see like a third goal maybe just to like really seal the deal towards the end by like Fernandez or something. But I'm going to stick with 2-1 Man U.
I'm going to go 3-1. It's going to be early goal for Villareal. And then, he's going to do the usual stuff. They're going to get a pen. Bruno's going to convert.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're going
to the pen's going to be in the last minute. That's the most Bruno thing ever.
I think 56th minute pen. And then Villareal's going to start pushing up, and they're going to grab a goal in the 87th to finish it off.
Interesting. I'm gonna go 3-1 too. I don't know if United will concede first, but I think the first half will be kind of both teams filling each other out, and then it might be like 1-1-ish, and I think United will pull away in the second half because they just have more quality. I think if they're strong defensively, it's all gonna rely on how fast they can get the ball up the pitch, and Rashford and Bruno and Cavani's on the pitch, how well they can finish, how clinical they are. I think it can end, it'll end up being 2-1. Villarreal's going to push up, like Joe said, push up, try to get that, equalizer, and they're going to get caught on the break, and it'll be 3-1. It might be game over, I think. But I think they're going to concede at some point. I don't know when, though. They'll concede, though, I think. But, yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I look forward to this game. We'll be watching for sure. I'm hoping for Villarreal win, but, I'm not counting on it personally.
Come on, Unai.
Come on, please. Good evening. We need a good evening. We need one. But I think Ole is going to get his trophy. But yeah, well, stay tuned. We're going to be posting more episodes. Definitely coming up. We have a Champions League preview probably coming out a little bit after this, probably. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for Toby and Adam Moeller for coming out once again. Appreciate you guys coming on.
No problem.
Thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.